all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee. I kind of.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
Boy, you looking like a milk dud. Nigga thought he was Michael Jordan. Boy, you looking like Blank Man. Boy, you looking like Lil Bill.
How you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life.
Well, negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
Wait, Wilson.
Hey, y'all, Gravity, any day above ground living. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your Tuesday. Yeah, y'all hear the music. Before we get into the fun, we must roast somebody. I was going to do this as an upload, but I said since we're going to go live on this, I can cut it out later and put it up as a separate. This whole Bad Bunny discourse, once again, highlights the hypocrisy of these so-called political influencers and these right-wing voices. I'm fixing to show y'all something. We're just going to say it like this. Screw this guy. He got no career. He think he funny. He think he bass. And then here we go. You say something, and then what have I told y'all about the American races? They will say something, and then within 10 seconds own themselves. This person said something, and within 10 seconds own themselves. So let's go laugh at their misfortunes. right now before we laugh at Megyn Kelly and Michael Knowles and their also hypocrisy.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
That's right, and we're going after former Major League pitcher John Rocker, who back in the day, late 90s, he was the closer for the Braves, and he would love to say something about the New York Mets and New York City as a whole. Saying only F-word people ride the 7 train. He said all that crap, and then he screwed up their chances to go to the World Series in 2000. He said, in regards to Bad Bunny, I refuse to watch a Super Bowl halftime show performed by a cross-dressing foreigner who has no respect for this country that has give him and everything. That's what he said. Give him everything, because, you know, John Rocker, he's so smart. Okay. So you see that, and of course he got community noted. They're telling him that he was born in Puerto Rico, which is a territory of America. Okay, fine. MAGA business. This is what he wrote. MAGA business. All right, MAGA business. Well, MAGA. Hello to the room. MAGA business, you say. Well, MAGA business. I'm sure that's a subsidiary of a Make America Great Again. MAGA business. Can y'all explain then why he went and did this literally the day after the Super Bowl?
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Let's see what he says. He looks like he's sitting in a hallway. Kind of looks like an airport. I wonder what he's doing in the airport. Maybe he's going to go see one of them right-wingers on their podcast. You know, because we're talking about hypocrisy. So maybe he's going to be talking about the hypocrisy of Bad Bunny for an entire hour. So let's see. He's going to explain why he's in an airport.
Get to work!
What's up, everybody? A little update here. It's in the Pensacola Airport, getting ready to take off and eventually be in Perea, Colombia.
Perea, Colombia. I didn't know there was any right-wing MAGA people living in Colombia, but, you know, since the pandemic, they all moved around. A lot of them went to Texas. A lot of them went to Arizona. A lot of them went to Tennessee, Florida. But, you know, and I'm interrupting him. Let me go ahead.
To visit the Infinity Regenerative Clinic down there for my stem cells. I have been waiting.
Wait, say that again?
And eventually be in Perea, Colombia, to visit the Infinity Regenerative Clinic down there for my stem cells. I have been waiting on this day for months and months.
The Infinity Regenerative Clinic in Perea, Colombia. 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 Okay, Colombia. For stem cell. Okay, continue.
In months. I'm extremely excited. I wasn't sandbagging the other day. My first video, not sandbagging. Literally can barely walk. Every step I take hurts. Honestly, the worst thing I can do for myself is to stand up for too long. Standing, the nerve pain, the numbness, the knee pain is just, I'm fucking over it. Can't do shit. Barely walk. Can't play golf. Can't do anything fun. And I've had and these docs.
But racism is funny. You don't have to move around to do that. But, you know, I'm interrupting you again. Go ahead.
Infinity, see my MRIs, see my x-rays. They swear they can fix me. And the more research I do, yeah, I mean, you just have folks that seem to be in worse shape than I am. I mean, just coming out in a month or two, like, holy shit. I never thought stem cells would actually do what they've done for me. So hopefully I'm one of those positive cases. But yep, I am in the Pensacola Airport. Take off about an hour, and I'll be following up tomorrow. This is Saturday, February 7th. I'll be following tomorrow when I land and get my treatment starting Monday and Tuesday. So I'm back.
So, okay. So let's get this right. So you're going to a clinic in a country that doesn't speak English as a first language, but then you wanted to talk to somebody and berate somebody for them doing their songs, which have predominantly got over because he sang in Spanish. That's what we're doing. And of course, John Rocker had to come outside when he was getting absolutely destroyed for this post to say that he don't have a problem with immigrants coming here. He just wants the illegals out. No, you said this. This is what you said. You want people to come here and speak English. Are you going to go to Colombia and speak Spanish? And we've seen your intelligence level. You cannot speak Spanish. You couldn't even make double ball on the Mets farm team. I would be quiet. The ancestors worked in mysterious ways. I'm sure you're going to get out of the aeropuerto and ask folk where are the English taxi drivers. I guess we shouldn't tell him how Colombia treats their Americans that come down there.
Mike Wilson.
I guess he didn't get with the passport bros, I guess. But I just find this funny that this racist is going to say something like this and then go to another country for stem cell research, which they told people, the USDA, so he's defying the government, told him don't do that. That's not cool. Interesting. Well, I did a little bit of research, right? Did a little bit of research. Little bit. Just a little bit. And this is recent. John Rocker, you and these MAGA idiots, y'all love to do things like this here.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Is those treatments for whatever ails you worth your life? The top 10 most dangerous cities in Colombia. You heard what Tony Montana said. I don't like in Colombians. Okay. Why don't you like in Colombians? Let's see. Drug trafficking, gang warfare, organized crime, corruption, violent crime, and murder. Cali, Bogota, Medellin, Cucuta, Maco. Next. So you're going, wait a minute. So you're going to a city that looks like this for stem cell research to fix what ails you. You know what's going to fix you? You play around down there, a stab wound. I hope you have armed guards, sir. No, I'm not traveling to Colombia. I hope you do, sir. And stay away from the Latinas because they will stab you first. Come on, sir. This is the height of hypocrisy. Crime rate, 22.1 per 100,000. But they say black folk are very, very violent. Okay, we don't even have numbers like this. But okay, you're going to a whole nother country where you get out of the airplane, they're going to be speaking Spanish first. Matter of fact, you know what we're going to do, family? This is what we're going to do. Just because I'm curious. I have a very curious mind. I want to see what the airport looks like. I want to see the visage. Well, let's see. This is what he's going to leave the airport 4. This is what he's walking outside. You wait, let me make sure this is, yes, this is it. It is called, what the hell is it called? Matana International Airport. That's what he's going to be walking out of to go get stem cells. Didn't W tell y'all about them stem cells? This is what Americans do, family. They run to other countries because they don't want to pay the insurance in their own country. So wait a minute. America's so great. You won't stay here to go get your stem cells. That's what you're telling us. That's interesting. Very interesting. And this is what, look at this pickup truck. Like, come on, bro. They don't even have this model in America. But you know, that's John Rocker for you, family. This guy. Now, I'm not wishing harm on him, but maybe he gets robbed. That'd be kind of funny. Wait, do they have a U.S. embassy there? Let's see. Maybe this town has a U.S. embassy, so he might not be in too much trouble.
Mike Wilson.
I'm looking. They don't even put it there. Look. Let's see. Let's try this again. It's still loading. It's probably about to tell me nada. Okay, I'll move. Let's see. Probably gonna have to go to Bogota. Oh, look, the U.S. embassy is coming to Pereira. Oh, they might be traveling. Let me see what this is. Thank you. I don't know why things going this one. Oh, they will be visiting. They don't even have a base here. Yeah, you're gonna have to Bogota, sir. Please don't lose your passport. Oh, look at that. Look up what's on top. Look at that. I tell you, white folk love being dangerous. A level 3 travel advisory. Level 3. That means to reconsider. He don't care. Say less. Oh, John Rocker, you're going to get rocked when you get down there, but that's all right. Yeah! All right, we're done with his dumb ass. We're gonna shut the music off now. All right. So there was that. We had to just do that little bit of house cleaning, just a little bit. There's a little bit of dust bunnies in the corner. But now we're gonna get to the show. Bad Bunny did his thing. It's been 48 hours. Well, almost there. Probably say another 40. It's been 40 hours. And white right-wingers are still upset. I don't understand why. It was a performance. It lasted about 12 minutes. Whoop-dee-dee. I gave it a 4 out of 10. The political messaging was there. That's what I cared about. They're still upset. So what we're going to do is these two idiots, Michael Knowles and Megyn Kelly, they went in front of Piers Morgan again because, of course, nobody cares about what they say on their platforms. They have to go to Piers Morgan so they can yell and overtalk liberal so they can feel big, but still say nothing. So we're going to take a look at that. But before we get into all that, let's see who's in the building. Wild J, hello. Reparations Nation, hello. Sybil, hello. Gamers Den, hello. DSB, hello. Thank you for being a member for 33 months. That's a blessing. And you get this here.
I am overwhelmed.
GDS, hello. Anthony Ruger Phillips, hello. Reginald, hello. Miss Nisi, hello. Why They the Wicked, hello. Emperor Rex, hello. Stream Element, you bastard, hello. Elder Baba, hello. Lehman Lucas, hello. Brother Torian Rain, hello. Don P, hello. For those who haven't said anything in the live chat or comments, hello. Now, I know I played a video before, so I didn't do the fair use thing, but we're going to do the fair use thing because that wasn't YouTube, and YouTube ain't going to get mad at me for playing something on X unless it was the Super Bowl stuff, but you know how you do.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
All right. So let's see what the right wing has to say, because again, nobody cared about what they said on their own platforms. They had to go run to Piers Morgan. So let's see what they're talking about.
Get to work!
Nothing problematic about it at all.
This is supposed to be a unifying event for the country, not for the Latinos.
I want to send a signal to America.
Okay, this is the same woman who said last year after Kendrick said she was not watching the NFL, she was going to boycott it. Why are you watching it? Then all right. Oh shit, Scott Adams is still alive? Right, that's fucked up.
Y'all trying to get me go to hell.
Yeah, that was mean.
Oh, I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that. Oof.
This picture up here looks a little suspect, but we're gonna let it ride.
Americans, that the most radical act in a capitalist society is non-participation, and that you have power to decide where you want to spend your money and where you don't want to spend your money.
The left wants to tank the U.S. economy in order to punish President Trump for the crime of having been elected by most American voters. Even we think this is bad.
How the hell did he get elected by most American voters? How was that possible? Huh? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right. Oh no. So by that logic, then 81 million people voted, most of the country voted for Biden. If we're going to use that standard. Okay, Michael Knowles is, again, showing us that he can't dance and he doesn't think, but okay.
We love kissing the president's butt. We don't think anything is racist, and we still think, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't put the Obamas as monkeys.
Absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever was the US president's verdict on the Super Bowl halftime show. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, said Donald Trump. A slap in the face to our country. Trump didn't comment on the alternative all-American halftime show staged by Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA, presumably because he was watching Bad Bunny. And the truth is that both the alternative show and the president's statement felt like they were contrived as a response to something which ultimately didn't happen. Many expected Green Day and Bad Bunny to use the biggest show in the world of television to skewer the president and rail against ICE. But actually they didn't. Now, I'm no Bad Bunny apologist. I didn't know much about him, actually, before yesterday, and also don't speak Spanish, but I actually really enjoyed his performance. I thought the staging, the choreography, the theater was the best I've ever seen in a halftime show. And actually, the message was about togetherness and love and unity. What's wrong with that? He didn't perform in Spanish to prove a point. He always sings in Spanish, just as Luciano Pavarotti sings in Italian. The criticism of the whole thing is that he sang in a language spoken by 60 million Americans, including the Secretary of State. Is that a problem? Like I said, the president used to play Pavarotti's Nessun Dorma at his campaign rallies. It even played at the end of the emotional 2024 RNC as Trump accepted his nomination just days after being shot. Nessun Dorma, to remind you, is entirely in Italian. Well, I'll be joined by my panel in a moment. But first, let's hear from the host of the Megyn Kelly Show.
But it's white, Piers. It's white. That's why he didn't have a problem with it. It was white. Here we go. I did not mean to stop it there, but you know who it is. It's one of them. That dreaded creature, one of the most feared in all of Doom monsters. The blue eyes white bitch.
My blue eyes white dragon! Now, Blue Eyes, attack his Exodia Necros!
Mm, 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 mm. All right. Gosh, she looked terrible, bro. Ever since she lost that NBC money, she looking terrible.
Megyn Kelly, Megyn, great to have you back on Uncensored.
Great to see you back, sort of on your feet and looking so well, Piers.
Do you know what? I took my first steps. I felt like Neil Armstrong today. I was walking along my high street with 2 crutches, 24 days after face planting, and it felt like a moment. I was like out of the house, suddenly breathing fresh air again. And the whole thing has reminded me that in the end, if you don't have good health, you're screwed.
It's so true. But you're strong. Good for you. I'm amazed. I saw that picture and I thought, A, it's great you're back on your feet. And B, good for you for posting your progress. A lot of men wouldn't want to post that with the 2 crutches, but it's a testament to your fortitude that you're doing it at all and that you're still doing your show. I admire your strength, as always.
Oh, my God.
Do you know what? I mean, I won't labor the point, but 100,000 people a year in the UK alone have hip replacements. Now, mine was forced by injury. But actually, that's a lot of people. And I just thought, I've got a lot of followers. Why don't I just tell them how I'm getting on? Because the response I've had has been incredible. People telling me about what they've been going through. It's a big thing. Hip replacements are the new cool thing.
That's right. And now you don't have to worry about it in 15 years like the rest of us will. Look, we're getting older, Piers. That's the truth. But you know what? We're the youngest we'll ever be for the rest of our lives, so let's enjoy it.
Do you know what? You sent me the best response, or best message. You just said, look, pains in the arse like me and you, we never die young.
So we've got that going for us. Fingers crossed.
Well, talking of pains in the ass, let's get into something, because there are going to be some things that I talk about with you where we're going to be in total agreement. But I'm going to start with something where I know we are totally in disagreement, and that is Bad Bunny. So I got up this morning and I watched it all without reading anything about it. I just thought, I want to watch this completely clean without anyone's view contaminating my brain cells. And I watched all 15 minutes of it. And I've watched every halftime show going back 30, 40 years. I thought as a piece of theater, it was the best I've seen. Just the most extraordinary kind of Broadway on steroids piece of theater. I also thought it wasn't remotely divisive politically in the end. His Grammys speech was, but his performance, I thought, was actually a lot of things which I would have thought people on the conservative right would applaud. It was about love. A couple actually got married for real in the middle of it. He was preaching about unity, not just the United States of America, but the wider Americas. What was the problem, Megyn?
A certain male gesture is coming to mind, but I'm not sure I can do it on the show. No.
Because you have no rhythm. And she's talking about the 2 Puerto Ricans or whatever they were, Hispanics, gyrating. I thought MAGA was all inclusive. Why would y'all get upset about seeing 2 guys gyrating on each other? Y'all literally have that at CPAC and AmFest.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Like literally. Elijah Schaefer was on your side and he got outed for sleeping with Menzies. Scott Besson, fam, for those who don't know, Scott Besson is gay. Yes, one of Trump's inner circle people. He's gay. He's been married for 15 years to another man. They have 2 children together, but these are the same group of folk that sit out there and tell you that 2 men adopting a kid is wrong. They literally adopted 2 kids. But that's okay, right? That's okay. I know why, because you wear that red hat.
It wasn't about what he was actually going to do during the middle of the Super Bowl performance. It's about him. It's about him being chosen as the Super Bowl performer, somebody who's been an outspoken critic, of course, of the Trump administration and of America and our anti-immigrant policies. This is long before the current controversy over ICE. He doesn't want illegals deported from this country. Well, too bad, because the majority of Americans do want that and are not shy about pushing for it. And that's why President Trump got elected. So he and his little buddies over at Green Day never miss a chance to bash the United States of America. He got selected because Jay-Z, for some reason, has got the choice over who performs at our Super Bowl, who's another problem. Don't even get me started on his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. Why is he choosing who's appropriate for America?
If you're going to try to get at me, please learn how to spell you. And if you're upset, I'll drop the link later. Why don't you stick around? And I'll show you how you don't want to box with God. Thank you so much.
American children to watch during our seminal sporting event. And I'm sorry, Piers, but To get up there and perform the whole show in Spanish is a middle finger to the rest of America. Who gives a damn that we have 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States?
Kendrick performed his entire Super Bowl halftime show in Black American vernacular English, and you didn't give a shit. You were just upset that they picked him. But okay, continue.
You have 310 million who don't speak a lick of Spanish. This is supposed to be a unifying event for the country, not for the Latinos, not for one small group, but for the country. We don't need a Black national anthem. We don't need a Spanish-speaking, non-English performing.
Lift every voice and sing. And it's funny because we don't even know who sang the white national anthem that came after the Black one. By the way, if you know your history, y'all can't even tell me who sang that. But y'all sure as hell showed everybody that Coco Jones was out there singing it. But all right, continue.
And we don't need an ICE or America hater featured as our primetime entertainment.
Okay, what is the national language, officially, the national language of the United States of America?
I mean, English. And there's been a push for many years to make it an official
you don't have one.
Documented thing.
Caught her again. Caught her again. It's not official yet. Caught her. So I just want y'all to understand this is the level of their knowledge. They love Trump so much, but they don't even know when he does stuff. And then when you call him to the carpet on his policies, they can't tell you. Oh, poor baby.
If you would have let me finish my comment, I would have pointed that out.
No, you wouldn't have.
Pushing to make it official.
No, you wouldn't have.
Okay,
right,
so you're trying to make official.
This attitude that you have right here is why you in Great Britain have lost your culture. You ceded your culture to a bunch of radical Muslims who came in and took over, and now it's gone. We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why President Trump was elected. And whether it's Bad Bunny, who is American but refuses to speak English in his performances, or anybody else, we have to keep the Super Bowl, which is a quintessential American event. Football, that kind of football, is ours. They call it American football, and the halftime show and everything around it.
Okay, let's debunk this point right now. Okay, it's American football, right? But I don't hear y'all bitching when they do their games in Mexico or the UK or Germany. I don't hear y'all bitching. There's even been a push. They're thinking about taking the game to Tokyo, Japan. I don't hear y'all bitching about that. Oh, why? Because they're going to two white countries, so you don't care about that. Well, technically, she'll say it later that the Muslims took over the UK, but still, a whole bunch of Americans run over there every year to go watch these games. Interesting. Very interesting.
It needs to stay quintessentially American, not Spanish, not Muslim, not anything other than good old-fashioned American apple pie. There should be a meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken, and an English-speaking performer. That's what the Super Bowl should be.
Okay, two things. One, you've conceded you don't have a national language in the United States officially. And secondly, the language you do want to be your official language is my language. The language of the country you think has gone to pot. So my obvious follow-up is, Megyn, why do you want English as your national language if you think England is gone to hell in a handcart?
Pierce, I think those medications for your head.
Wait a minute. Megyn Kelly. I didn't mean to stop it again. Megyn Kelly. I got a question. Megyn Kelly. Okay, so American and all this, right? But you have taco night at your house, fam. And by the way, she was her whole European self. I just want y'all to see this. She did something quintessentially European that I think you guys would love to see.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in
this here. This is on her website. The Strudwick file, something to taco about. Now, for those who don't know who Strudwick is, that's her dog. Everyone loves a good Taco Tuesday, but Strudwick gave Megyn and her family something to taco about when he decided to sample one of the key ingredients. Taco night is going to be a little less awesome this week. Megyn noted when she found out Strudwick in the living room licking up the last of the sour cream. Huh. Okay. All right. So the dog got to the sour cream. and then you let the dog into the dishwasher. Yeah. Tacos. I don't see no fried chicken or meatloaf. I see taco night. Huh. But you want to talk about American. Interesting. Quite interesting. All right, let's get back to the show.
Get to work!
And of course, my thing starts messing up.
Too far. You need to. We need to dial back a pill or two. Okay. We want something that we can all understand. I don't think Bad Bunny used his appearance to bash America, but I can't be sure because I didn't see any subcaptions on his Spanish language.
But what about Pavarotti? What about Pavarotti?
America haters.
What about Pavarotti, who Donald Trump in 2016 in particular would use at every campaign rally? He's used it at the RNC, right, as a triumphant, tub-thumping anthem. Well, no, hang on. Not only Pavarotti.
I've been at lots of Trump rallies. Pavarotti gets a song. Maybe
but he
two.
sings.
Y'all,
but when he sings Nessun Dorma in Italian, I don't see
Hold
you
on.
leaping up.
Who is y'all, sir? We don't eat Taco Tuesday, sir. The fuck is you talking about?
But now I'm going, I can't understand a word of it. You're probably
I don't
singing
remember
along.
him being the Super Bowl halftime show, was he?
Well, would you have minded if he was?
Yes, I would have, because we feature English-speaking performers at the quintessentially American event of the Super Bowl. We do.
But don't y'all tell us that an Italian man founded this country? He found it? Huh? Y'all see the hypocrisy again? So Pavarotti being at the Super Bowl would be wrong, but y'all praise Christopher Columbus and fight for him to be recognized. Boy, they keep going. Go ahead.
Michael Jackson.
I didn't even bring up America Vespucci, but you know that's too hard for him.
Houston. We do great bands that love America, like American rap.
Houston.
That's a different situation. This guy who can't stand the country comes out and starts speaking in Spanish, and I'm sure the people in South Florida really enjoyed it. The people in an American territory, Puerto Rico, really enjoyed it. But the people in the heartland had no idea what the hell was happening. This is a guy who loves to parade around in a dress, who again hangs out with Jay-Z and his Epstein-loving pals, who gets up there when he's not bashing America with his pals at Green Day, who are from the far left People's Republic of California, who have never missed a chance to rip on Trump, MAGA, half the country, or ICE, and that's something they share with Bad Bunny. That's not representative of what the heartland wants to see. And the heartland always gets the middle finger from people like Jay-Z, like Roger Goodell, who should know better, but he's a panderer who runs the NFL. And that's why you had probably closer to 10.
So why didn't you go after the 32 owners that approved Bad Bunny for the halftime show? See, this level of deep thinking they don't do. The governors of the NFL, the owners, had to sign off on that. They signed off on it because they knew it was going to bring in money. Corporations are bigger than the government. Who gives a fuck what Trump wants? To the corporations, Trump is nothing but a citizen. Damn. I guess y'all didn't want to hear that, huh? I'll say it again. To the corporations, Trump is just a citizen.
This is how real it is to The Rock. Chills. This is how real it is to The Rock.
You're correct, Torian. I told you that's the only reason why they want the Epstein files released, so they could go fuck with celebrities. They don't care about the victims. They never did. And they proved it to you when they went after Virginia. They proved it to you when Me Too was going on. They don't care about the victims. They just want to knock Hollywood celebrities.
Million people turning the channel and turning to the Turning Point event, which was pro-American, which was absolutely beautiful, which had several references to God and faith and this country, which had a tribute to Charlie Kirk at the end of it, and talked about Jesus and how he can change your life. That's what America's all about. We are founded as a Christian nation.
No, we're
still
not.
A Christian nation, and what we want is somebody up there to celebrate how freaking
Wrong. There was Muslims here. Wrong. You're not founded as a Christian nation. Even the forefathers said that. It was to give people an opportunity to get away from religious persecution in whatever homeland they were in. Wrong. You better go back to history class.
special this country is, not a bunch of people who can't stand us. And over what? Over our desire to get illegal immigrants who are raping and molesting our children
You hear?
out of our country. That's all ICE is doing.
Okay.
You hear?
Every new year, I think about what a real fresh start looks like. And for me, I always begin
Me going forward.
100 night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. So start the new year 20% off. As cozy. Let me present a different view of Bad Bunny, which is he's the son of a truck driver and a teacher, born in Puerto Rico. He's an American, born here, naturalized American. He is the most successful artist in the world. He's the most streamed artist globally on Spotify for 4 consecutive years, nearly 20 billion downloads in 2025 alone. He has sold 123 million equivalent album sales. He's won Grammys. He's won everything. He is a fantastically successful American story, isn't he? And isn't the fact that he ends up performing at the halftime show exactly the kind of journey that America was founded on, which is a guy who comes from very little, born in America, who actually makes it to the biggest pinnacle because he is, right? I mean, look, I love Kid Rock, okay? And I actually really enjoy the Turning Point show as well. I like them both. But Kid Rock's not had a hit single in the last 11 years.
Shit. Woo. That's crazy. By the way, again, that thing was pre-recorded.
This guy is right now the hottest star in the world, and he should be on the halftime show. I can't think of a compelling reason why
divisive. Because he's too divisive, Piers. I'm giving you the reason. Maybe because you're not an American, you don't get it.
Ma'am, the other night when we looked at the Wikipedia and we went down every artist that's played at the Super Bowl, 96% of them were divisive in some form. Fuck are you talking about? Music is supposed to be divisive. I know a lot of people don't want me to say that. Music is supposed to be divisive. You're either going to like it or you don't. And when you're listening to it and like it, you might find somebody that vibes with you. Yes, you can unify over that. That's what they did on Sunday. They found an artist that is going to not only unify people, but it's also going to piss people off. And they know y'all are dumb on the pissed off side. You were going to hate watch it. The NFL and whoever put that together, they did a masterful job for 2 years straight of getting you dumbass right wingers to go outside and talk about something that you said you were going to boycott. And you proved again that the corporations got your brain. That's hilarious. But continue. Go ahead.
He is too divisive a figure. No one would begrudge him his personal success story. Good for him. Great. We love that here in America. Just like we love when our half-pipe freestyle skiers make it to the Olympics. Despite all odds, they overcome them in the but when you go overseas wearing the American uniform and you bash America on foreign soil, when you're wearing our stars and stripes, we get very upset here in America. It's not that we don't stand for free speech or differences of opinion or love rags to riches stories. We do all of those things. But there are certain things that we expect of the people who are representing us when they're overseas as Olympic athletes or when they're in the middle of the Super Bowl, which is our event. That is a heartland event that gets usually man, but lots of women too, on their feet, feeling patriotic year after year. It's one of the reasons why we love it. And the last thing we want is someone who's a harsh partisan who we know can't stand the country. And you're wrong. He wasn't totally patriotic at that event. He ended it by saying, God bless America, and then listed all the countries in all of the Americas.
You're not serious, are you? You're punking me, right? Whoever wrote this, the early 70s. Do you know what was going on in the early 70s? It didn't cause fights. Okay. That a CBS TV special that aired 54 years ago. Okay. All right.
Which is not how we here in the United States view the USA. We actually do believe in American exceptionalism, and we believe we actually do have a higher claim to morality than some of the countries he was listing, like Mexico.
But you wouldn't want him to have his First Amendment rights infringed on his ability to criticize certain policies of a particular.
Of course not.
American
No one's talking about that.
government,
But he has no right
as
to
an
perform at the
as an
Super Bowl.
American citizen.
That's the First Amendment right. Freedom of expression. He could do whatever the fuck he want. He got paid. He cleared it with the NFL. The NFL said, okay, as a private company, we want to see what you're going to do. He laid it out, him and his team, and they approved it. Why are you upset?
But you wouldn't want him to have his First Amendment rights infringed on his ability to criticize certain policies of a particular.
Of course not.
American
No one's talking about that.
government,
But he has no right
as
to
an
perform at the
as
Super
an
Bowl.
American citizen.
He has no right. Who said it was a right? You acting like he angled for that. Interesting.
Really? That's just one of
The First Amendment has nothing to do with
anyone
it.
who's ever been,
The First Amendment has nothing to do with it. The First Amendment is about government censorship of speech.
Hang on. Anyone who's been
But you
critical,
literally just said that. You literally were calling for boycotts of these TV stations for putting out artists like Kendrick and Bad Bunny. You're literally talking about government censorship. You were sitting there last year joining the call to get Jimmy Kimmel thrown off the air. That's government censorship. I tell you, she's dumb. I tell you, she was dumb. I understand that. I asked you what was going on in the early 70s. You didn't answer the question. Now answer the question or you're going to get blocked. What happened in the early 70s?
then the U.S. government should not be allowed to perform at the halftime show. Is that your position?
I don't think that'd be my selection. I do think you should find somebody who is more of a unifier, and there are plenty of them. There are still millions of people out there who have very strong political opinions, but they don't voice them publicly because they realize they're in a line of work where that could be alienating to their customer base. The same is true for these performers. And if you want to be super outspoken, if you want to be a Jane Fonda, then go for it. But don't expect yourself to be placed in the middle of what's supposed to be a nonpartisan event and be a so-called unifier. We put up with this year after year after year. But right now, we're in a serious battle over immigration enforcement, something the country voted for overwhelmingly. And to pick two acts who are as outspoken against that as these two and plop them in the middle of the event is a middle finger by Roger Goodell. It's picking a side in the most divisive debate we're having right now in the country. And it was wrong. It was a mistake.
Good. Well, I'm glad we reached a point of zero agreement on that. Well, let's move to an issue where I think we will agree. And this is the separate issue of Hunter Hess, the U.S. Winter Olympic skier, who said this at the weekend.
It brings up mixed emotions to represent the U.S. right now, I think. It's a little hard. There's obviously a lot going on that I'm not...
By the way, whoever keeps bringing up with the people, you still want to tell me that they didn't like it? Because a lot of critics and people did not like that show. They said that's among like the top 5 worst Super Bowl halftime performances ever. So again, tell me that this didn't cause fights. But okay. Now answer my question.
Not the biggest fan of, and I think a lot of people aren't. I think for me, it's more I'm representing my like friends and family back home, the people that represent it before me, all the things that I believe are good about the U.S. I just think if it aligns with my moral values, I feel like I'm representing it. Just because I'm wearing the flag doesn't mean I represent everything that's going on in the U.S.
You see, I think when you're representing your... I'm trying to think, what would I feel if that was a Team GB guy saying that about Britain? And I wouldn't like it, because I think if you're representing your country in a global event like the Olympics, just avoid criticizing your country while you're doing it. It seems to me a pretty straightforward transactional deal.
Do you know what athletes over here would give to don the stars and stripes and go represent the United States at the Olympic Games?
Whatever fee they ask the person making their suits. You can easily go get something red, white, and blue off of Amazon. Shut up.
Games, anything. anything. Those things get decided by 1/100th of a second when it comes to speed or landings, etc. And this guy, he gets the privilege of going, and he has forgotten the most important lesson of the great Herb Brooks, who coached the Miracle on Ice team that won against the Russians in 1980 in an event so historic, and they've made several movies out of it and documentaries beyond, which is the name on the front of your jersey is a whole hell of a lot more important than the one on the back. You go because you're representing the United States of America, not the guy back here. No one gives a damn about you, Mr. Hess. You'll be forgotten in about 2 minutes, whether you win gold or not. That's the truth.
Wrong, because remember, y'all said the left has all this power, right? They want to censor y'all on the right. If he wins gold, he's going to be their hero. He'll be everywhere. He'll be on the couch bros, the late night bros couches. He's going to be on Wheaties boxes. Y'all are making him a star for no reason. I didn't even know that white boy existed until I saw that clip. I'm over there. Whenever I look at the Winter Olympics, I'm looking at the black athletes. Y'all are making him a star while hating on him. That's hilarious. They want to tell me ain't no white supremacy. Okay.
But your bad behavior about your country and the flag that you have been sent to represent will be remembered for a long time. You have single-handedly managed to alienate more than half the country, because it's not just conservatives who are outraged at this. There are still a lot of old, regular, moderate, liberal Americans who don't like this crap. If you can't represent the country proudly, don't
watching the Winter
go.
Olympics
And he says,
like
I'm
that.
representing my family and my friends. They don't have the power to let you wear those stars and stripes. They are not empowered to grant you that uniform and let you say you represent the United States of America and run in the red, white, and blue, or ski in the red, white, and blue. They can't do that for you. Your friends and family can give you the hot cocoa when you come in from the mountain, but they can't give you the stars and stripes and America on your back. So if you can't represent that country proudly, get that jersey off of your back and give it to someone who can. I think I speak for most Americans when I say we'd rather lose. We'd rather come in third or second or not place at all than win with a guy who can't stand the...
That's a damn lie. Now you see how she lying? America don't want to win? Okay. Y'all want to come in dead last. Okay. Let me guess. That person will come in dead last, but because they say they love God and they love their country, you'll put them over. How'd that work for Harrison Bucher?
Oh, I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that. Oof.
Did all that MAGA did all of that MAGA parroting, goes to the Super Bowl, gets his team get their ass kicked next season. They didn't even make the playoffs. They quarterback gone with ACL tear. Travis Kelce getting a hit job put on him at the Super Bowl, and now he irrelevant. They might cut his ass. The ancestors work in mysterious ways.
Get to work!
country he's doing it on behalf of.
Okay, we don't care. You over there putting up British Viagra. We don't care.
I kind of agree with you. And one of my team said, okay, but what would you feel if someone from the Russian team or the Chinese team suddenly spoke out against their governments? Would we say the same thing, or would we actually cheer them on? It's an interesting question.
Well, I don't think we'd have to debate it because they'd be dead before the beginning of their heat. I mean, China does not tolerate that, and really Russia doesn't either. It's only America that, of course, that's the bitter irony. Like, you know, there's an ice skater, Piers, some no-name loser, who got out there and ripped on America too because she's pansexual. No one even knows what the hell that is. It's fake, made-up bullshit. So she gets out there to say, like, I'm queer, I'm pansexual, and it's been a really tough time for people in the LGBTQ community lately. Really? What gay rights have you not enjoyed as an American citizen? Nothing. It's a lie. She's, first of all, trying to glom onto what's happening in the trans community, which
I would like to take a stab at that. The LGBTQ are having a tough time. They might have just got a new mascot called Erica Kurt. She over there sexting female minors, allegedly. And she might have licked some clit, allegedly. If that comes out as true, they found a new mascot. I'm just saying. A Christian who licks box.
LGBT people have broken up with, but she hasn't gotten the memo because there's complete parity and equal rights for all gay people in America. There's an issue over trans people because that's a whole different kettle of fish. And even our Supreme Court has recognized that as of late. In any event, she's trying to glom on because she loves victimhood. So she's tried to raise it as a fake issue because that's just what she wants to do. Do you think you could do that in Russia? You think you could even speak out? Will anybody from a country where they criminalize gay rights speak up? No, they won't. And as an American, I have no problem with that. There's a time and a place. You should speak up for it when you can. When you're in your country, if you want to fight for freedom of speech, you want to fight for civil rights, go for it. If you can. The beauty of being in America is you can. You can burn our flag. You can stand on the sidewalks. I love protest. I would be fine with the anti-ICE protesters if they would just behave like normal humans instead of biting off the fingers of the ICE agents. I have a problem with that. That's not protest. That's criminality. So these people who want to go over there and criticize China or criticize Russia, okay, you should do that in your countries. You should do that when and if you can. And if you can't, it's a much bigger problem. The Iranians are dealing with that right now. As Americans, we can criticize our government to high heaven anytime we want to, all over our airwaves, in our thoughts, on our streets. It happens every day. That's part of what's so gorgeous and awesome about our country. But these know-nothings don't understand that and want to go over there and tell.
So it's awesome to do it here, but they can't do it on an international stage with more cameras. Look at the script. She's looking at the script. We caught her. Oh, Megyn.
Why do you feel a necessity to insult people?
Again.
Is that
where's the script? Where's the script? Read the script.
Is this a big defensive thing that you've got?
Read the script.
Why don't you read your own script?
Just remember, fam, we're listening to a woman who left Fox News and took a major contract from liberal NBC. And just because she wouldn't keep her racism in check, lost that out, then sued them to get her money. Okay, Megyn, we not taking you serious.
This is the lamest fucking excuse. Only weak niggas say shit like this.
But you know, we have to give her a little bit of credit, fam. Just a little bit. She out here white girl rapping.
This is an uppercut. It's not fucking rock. I'm top 2 and definitely not the brother. I ain't got the mojo, lots of bubbles and
audiences that include people from China and
Still
elsewhere
looking at the
about
script.
our human rights violations, which are amorphous and unnamed, like from this queer pansexual.
Megyn, as you know, I love you, and I particularly love you when you're on such feisty form, and I love arguing with you, actually, apart from anything else. But not everyone is a super Megyn Kelly fan. You've been taking a lot of flack recently, and I want to play a clip from Kara Swisher from the podcast Pivot she does with Scott Galloway, who's actually coming on my show a little later today. So I want to get your response to this.
Hey, Megyn, good to give you content. You'll attack me and not Scott, who's appropriately critical of you, but that's fine. Whatever you want, girl. Next up,
I've been on Megyn's show. Have you been on her show?
No, of course not. Why would I? Why would I soil
I don't get
myself?
it, though. I think she's very talented.
She has turned into something else, Scott. You're not paying attention.
No, I would argue over the last few years, Megyn has gone very, very conspiracy theory and has decided the more insane, incendiary shit I say, is it that she's making money or has she seriously lost her shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's making money. She's making money. She don't believe nothing she's saying.
Megyn, they think you've gone bonkers. What is your response before I speak to Mr. Galloway a little later?
I mean, I'd love to know what his examples are of that because I'm the least conspiratorial person on camera. I believe we did land on the moon. I believe the Saudis were behind 9/11. I believe that Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK.
Not the Jews. The Jews, Israel had nothing to do with that. Okay. Man, we figured out the Saudis were involved in 9/11 2 days after. That's not a conspiracy. Larry Silverstein putting out a new insurance policy on the buildings 2 months before they dropped. That's a conspiracy. You've been critical of Israel, but I see she's been critical of Israel, but it won't bring that up. Okay. It's always the Saudis. It's always the brown people. All right, cool. Who funded the brown people? We're going to leave.
That's something my detractors want to say about me because they don't think I'm critical enough of Candace Owens. That's really what it's about. But let me tell you why Kara Swisher actually doesn't like me. Because Kara Swisher is embarrassed. Just bringing up my name triggers her because we used to be friends and I was going to go on her podcast. And I was booked for, I think, a Tuesday. And the previous Friday, my sister, who was only 58 years old, died. And my assistant sent Kara Swisher an email saying, Megyn suffered a family emergency and she's not going to be able to make your podcast on Tuesday. And Kara Swisher responded by mocking me, saying she didn't believe that I had a family emergency and she thought I was too afraid to go on her podcast because I'd been in the news as being a controversial person for saying the COVID vaccine was causing deadly myocarditis in teenage boys, which we now know was a fact, and I was right about it. And when ultimately 2 days later or 3 days later when I caught...
Did you criticize Trump on that, though? Because that was his fault.
Back on Monday and it became national news, my sister had died. Did she send an email saying, I'm very embarrassed for saying that. I'm very sorry for suggesting she didn't have a family emergency and that she was just afraid of me. No, she didn't. She wasn't sorry. She had made a fool of herself and she's been avoiding me ever since. That's Kara Swisher's problem.
And just on Candace Owens, you've been very supportive of her.
I don't even know why she
critical,
brought her up.
Even though she, I would argue, and I have to her face when I've had her on the show, I get on well with Candace, but some of the stuff she's been doing in relation to Erica Kirk, Brigitte Macron, and others, I do think is really regrettable, kind of conspiracy theory nonsense just for clicks and money. Why would you hesitate before criticizing her over stuff like that?
I've criticized Candace many times over the years. We've had many public fights over the years. But isn't it interesting that you will, quote, platform Candace? She hasn't been on my show in several years, but I get all the hard time. Why am I getting that? You're the one, quote, platforming Candace Owens. She and I don't have that kind of relationship. Candace took a bunch of crap because she was very anti-Israel in the Gaza war. And it became a thing where you had to say she was terrible in her positioning. And then after Charlie died, she started questioning whether Israel had any role in it. And that's when they really tried to amp up the pressure on me to condemn her. And I refused because Charlie was starting to have serious questions about Israel, not just its role in the Gaza war, but its influence on American politicians, something he and I spent hours and hours discussing. So I had no problem with Candace Owens asking those questions. And I refused to condemn her because I was under pressure from these people who wanted me to. And then that morphed into then everything Candace said thereafter, with which I may or may not have had serious problems, that I had to, where's the condemnation? And it was all really about the Israel thing. And I'd rather die than bend the knee to these people. I'd rather die than bend the knee. It won't happen. I didn't raise my fist and say BLM, and I'm not going to condemn the people they want me to condemn just so that I can get a little pat on their...
But you raised your remote to turn on the Super Bowl.
head, on my head from them. It's not important to me. What's important to me is I live free. And that, frankly, is what it means to be an American.
Megyn Kelly, that is precisely why I am so fond of you. Thank you very much indeed for coming on Uncensored and giving me such a fantastic...
He wants to fuck. Anyway, let's move on. Yep, that happened.
Host of the Daily Wire's Michael Knowles show, Michael Knowles, Jack Posobiec, the senior editor at Human Events, who opened the alternative halftime show with Kid Rock, Glenn Greenwald, the host of System Update, and Mark Lamont Hill, host of Bet News. Panel, thank you for waiting patiently. Megyn had a lot to get off steam there. Let me start with you, Michael Knowles. This whole Bad Bunny thing, I can't help but think that we've got to a place now in the United States where everybody's desperation to march to their tribal tune overrides any sense of reality or just staying calm and looking at something objectively. I watched the Bad Bunny show. I saw nothing problematic about it at all. I saw a Latino rapper at the peak of his powers, absolutely killing it in terms of the production. And he's the most popular artist in the world right now. He belonged there. He owned the stage. He didn't criticize anybody. It was a message of love, of unity, of marriage. I don't get the rage about it.
Piers, you didn't get it because the English and the Americans are two people separated by a common language. So I forgive you for your misunderstanding, but the problem with it was that Bad Bunny hates America. He doesn't just hate one president or some other president. He doesn't just hate some policy or some other policy. He is specifically irate over the enforcement of federal immigration law passed by both parties, enforced in history by both parties. And he has frequently thrown jabs at America, up to and including speaking a language that the vast majority of Americans do not speak at this performance. And then I think the key that he did not have good intentions here came at the end when he said, the one fleeting little bit of English in the performance, he said, God bless America. And then he followed that up by naming a ton of Latin American countries. So when we hear God bless America, traditionally we use that to mean God bless our country. He was using this in an ironic way to say, you're not even America. And then he named Chile, Argentina, some countries that I do like, El Salvador, Cuba, great cigars, and all of that.
How can you tell the American racist? They will say something and within 10 seconds own themselves. Why are you praising other countries that are not America, sir? If you're going to have a problem with Bad Bunny doing it. By the way, when he ended the show, what was the first flag that came out? America. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to bypass that. All right, cool. By the way, screenshot.
Didn't even make America the final country, the apotheosis. He then went on to say Canada. And then finally he said, and my homeland, Puerto Rico. So even though Bad Bunny's an American citizen, he made a point to clarify. He said, I don't really consider myself American. My homeland is Puerto Rico. It was just a thumb in the face of Americans, I think. And,
God.
there were other problems with the performance. I agree some of the choreography was well done. But the question you got to ask is, what is the Super Bowl halftime show for? Is it just for great entertainment? Is it just for musical prowess? Not really. The whole point of public games, going back to antiquity, going back to ancient Greece, is patriotism, is to support your country. And this ran totally contrary to that.
You really about to compare the Super Bowl to Gladiator days? Okay, Michael knows. It was not about patriotism, you fucking idiots. The Gladiator games were to appease the government. What? It was to give the king a show. Are you serious? He's not. Oh, God. Okay, Michael knows the Super Bowl is there to appease corporations. It's not for the people. God damn. I would venture to say the NCAA tournament is more American than the Super Bowl. Because at least it features teams from all over the country vying for one goal. If you want to see pride, there you go. That's for the people. The Super Bowl has morphed into a marketplace for corporations. If it was for the people, the tickets would be $100 across the board. You know they're not going to do that. They would rotate it in every city in America. You know they won't do that. But here y'all are saying that you're boycotting something, but sitting here and having hella critiques on it and then say, oh, you know what? There were a couple things about it I liked. And their audiences are too dumb to pick up what they're doing. You can't serve both masters. By the way, screenshot number 2, because Jack Pasoba looked crazy.
That was obviously Bad Bunny's intention. And I just think he had no place there. He can go sing his songs. He can get lots of streams on Spotify, but that's not what the Super Bowl's for.
Martin Lamont Hill, I mean, there are 54 million Americans who have Spanish as their first language at home. That number is rocketing year by year by year. So, in 20, 30 years, it's quite likely that the United States will have as many people who have Spanish as their first language as have English, which, by the way, is my language. So the language thing in particular, I don't get. This is a guy who's the most streamed guy in Spotify history, I think. And he always sings in Spanish. Every album he does, every song is in Spanish. There's nothing unusual about Bad Bunny singing in Spanish. And if 54 million people in America understand it, does it really matter that a few other people like me, for example, watching from London, didn't understand what he was saying but enjoyed the show?
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, there are a few things here. First, you're right. 54 million people speak it as a first language. Tens of millions more speak it enough to understand it. So it's not as if he was speaking in some cryptic, indecipherable, obscure language. You speak.
I wonder if Michael Knowles would say the same thing about them K-pop artists like BTS, but I know he won't do that. He don't want them Asian nations on his ass.
Speaking in one of the most important languages in the world, and certainly one of the most important languages in the United States. But let's not pretend that Americans only enjoy music that they understand. I mean, you go to any white bar in America and let it get late enough and Macarena come on. I promise you, they will be dancing their asses off and they won't know a word of it. And guess what? It's just true. Okay. But performances aren't just about the language. It's about dancing. It's about the set design. It's about the lighting. It's about all of the things that made that such a beautiful performance. You mentioned the wedding that took place, all these other things that took place there. I thought it was an amazing performance. I also just want to push back against this idea that Bad Bunny hates America. If Bad Bunny were to be someone who hated America, being from a colonized land of Puerto Rico, it would be understandable. But I don't want to conflate a principled critique of America or immigration or ICE with hating America. I have the same critique he does. Does that mean I hate America? Does everybody on the left hate America?
Yes.
I'm sure people on the right say yes. But that becomes exactly. But that's what makes the argument so unhelpful for the bigger conversations, because we position anyone who disagrees with American policy or challenges American power arrangements as being a hater. And that's the issue. So
Somebody's
I
at the
think
door.
the performance was great. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
but I
the
think
white guy. Did you
so
see
expensive
that?
that it outlives its usefulness.
That white guy had to leave.
We just lost Jack briefly over the second. We're going to try and get him back. But Glenn Greenwald, it was a really interesting thing to watch it clean without having any social media reviews to look at first. I just watched it. First thing I did this morning, I watched it, and I really enjoyed it. And then I turned on social media. Suddenly, I had to hate it or I had to love it, but there was no middle ground. There was no nuance. There was nothing allowed. The president said it was the worst halftime show ever. Just objectively, from a piece of theater, it's very hard to argue. Look, I think Michael Jackson did the greatest one ever, followed by Prince. Other people have different favorites. But as a piece of theater, I thought this was the best I've ever seen. It was so elaborate, so smart, so clever. And I didn't get a sense of hatred. In fact, quite the opposite. I got a sense of love and marriage and harmony and unity. And I don't even agree about the Americas stuff, because the Americas are the Americas. And what's wrong with actually a Latino rapper acknowledging that the Americas go a little bit further than just the United States of America?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think to me that's kind of the heart of the matter. I personally didn't like the halftime show all that much. Just like from a musical perspective, it's not the music I like. I'm not of the generation that likes Bad Bunny. That's totally fine. I think the question is, why does everything now have to be put through this prism of this like existential right-left culture war? We can't even have the same halftime shows anymore at the Super Bowl. Kid Rock is an extremely ideological and politicized figure. Had he been the host of the presenter of the Super Bowl, the main presenter, I assume that the American right would have been fine with that, even though he's been extremely critical of American policy under Democratic presidents. Music and art of all kinds typically has a politicized component to it. We've had a ton of non-Americans be at the halftime show before, like Rihanna and Paul McCartney and The Who.
This asshole over here, Michael Knowles, is sitting there shaking his head. Yes. So why are you pissed that Bad Bunny said what he said? If you were going to accept a white artist doing that, why would you get upset that he did it? So Kid Rock is okay to shit on the left while he's on stage, and y'all would have said that was amazing. But Kendrick did what he did last year to highlight black culture, black American culture, and y'all got pissed off. Oh, okay. I get it.
And Coldplay, it goes on and on. Here's an American presenter who's extremely successful. And I just think the problem is everything gets catastrophized into this like intense culture war where you can't just say, I like the show or I don't. I like this artist or I don't. The reality is he's a gigantic, extremely popular musician among tens of millions of Americans, arguably the most popular, one of the top 5. And that's what the Super Bowl is naturally looking for.
That's debatable, sir.
Yeah, Jack Pasabi, welcome back. We lost you briefly there. But I've got to say, you were obviously instrumental in the rival show that went up. I really enjoyed that too. I watched all that in full as well, and I really enjoyed it. I love Kid Rock. I've interviewed him. I think he's a great character. But I think the point Glenn made there is perfectly made, which is if he had been selected, Kid Rock, to perform the halftime show during a Democratic presidency, like say Joe Biden or Barack Obama, he's on record as being virulently critical of all those presidencies. Would the same rules apply? Would the conservative right be happy with that? Or would they apply intellectual honesty and say, actually, it applies to our side too? If you've been really critical of a president or a presidency, then de facto you're criticizing the country and you disqualify yourself from being able to perform the halftime show. In other words, I think there is an intellectual dishonesty here, and it's very tribal. And in this case in particular, I don't see how anybody who watched it with an open mind could not conclude it was just a very fun, entertaining 15 minutes, as was your show.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. And, I think part of this too is, we want to make sure that we're comparing apples to oranges because, country music and rock music have not been featured at the Super Bowl in decades. And this was a key reason that when you looked at the show that we...
Good. Jack Pasovic just said, bring Beyonce next year. Let her do Cowboy Carter on stage. Let me see something. She's a Grammy Award winning country artist. I want to see something.
We put on, you've got Kid Rock, who, kind of straddles that bridge between rock, and he does a little rap sometimes, certainly in his earlier stuff. And then he also has country music with his newer stuff, moving obviously now into Christian with his latest song, which is tearing.
Correct. So you think America wants to hear a Christian artist at the Super Bowl? Yeah. No.
Up the charts right now till you can't. That cover that he did added to it with the tribute to Charlie. And so this is a group of people, this audience of people, which by the way overlaps very much with the demographics of who watches the NFL, who watches the Super Bowl, that has been completely underserved, because for years the Super Bowl, going back to 2019, signed a deal with Rock Nation that's run by Jay-Z, as Megyn Kelly was talking about that a little bit a while ago, and they've completely rejected these type of artists. So country music, rock music, not shown the type of music that middle America, average Americans, what they refer to as flyover America. Stephen Colbert was attacking people the other day saying, oh, these are a bunch of unknowns, you can't even pronounce their names, right? And then we got more views than he did. And by the way, the numbers.
No, you didn't. Oh my God. Here we go. Here comes the lie.
Just speak for themselves. It was the #1 entertainment event in YouTube history, the #1 US live stream in US history.
That's a fucking lie. And they already showed it that they were number bots. Stop telling that fucking lie, boy. Oh, jackass Pasobic. Y'all's former queen, Boon Coon, Candace exposed y'all. I exposed you. That streamer XQC exposed you. Y'all's chat were not moving for like 5 minutes in increments during that stream. Stop telling that lie. Y'all bought bots. It's okay. Just admit it. You had a shitty lineup. You didn't promote it right. And you knew it was going to be a disaster if you'd have left everything the way it is. So y'all called up some agency and bought bots. It's okay. And you must not have had enough confidence in your 4 artists because you pre-recorded the entire segment. Because you knew that audience there was not going to stand there for hours waiting for the game to go to halftime to then do your concert. We knew this.
YouTube history, #1 American event in YouTube history, #1 English language live stream in YouTube history. So the numbers speak for themselves. There were a lot of people who switched over last night.
How does he tell this lie?
But why can't we just enjoy both? Why does it have to be politicized, or as Glenn put it, catastrophized, where everyone races to be kind of virulent? When actually, what's there to be virulent about? I mean, if Bad Bunny had turned all political during the performance, I'd agree with you. It would have been inappropriate.
Well, he was politicizing it before. He was the one who politicized it in the first place. This isn't even the first time that Bad Bunny has played a Super Bowl, right? He performed with Shakira back in 2019 when she was up on stage. You had a smaller part, a backup singer, but he wasn't being political back then. So nobody really batted an eye. Nobody had a problem with it. And Shakira, obviously, she's, I think, Colombian. Jennifer Lopez played there. She has a Puerto Rican ancestry. And nobody cared. It was just a nice Latin music show. The point was that he was being political all the way through. His choice back, I think it was October when they announced him, is really what drove so many people to say, you know what, I don't want to watch a show like that. We're going to turn the channel. We're going to put on something else. And we were able to really step up and meet that demand for something that's just pro-America, is in English, celebrates the country, and by the way, reaches out to a group of people that have been overlooked for decades by the NFL.
Yeah,
but J-Lo's criticized America too, but y'all didn't say shit because you didn't care about J-Lo.
Michael Knowles, I mean, well,
because
hang on a second. Just to go to
Michael.
You know, I made this point to Megyn Kelly earlier, is in a way, he's the perfect American story. He was born in Puerto Rico, part of the United States. His dad was a truck driver. His mum was a teacher. You know, he wasn't born with any money or any privilege. He worked his way to the top. He worked hard. He got a break. He took it. And he's become the biggest star in the world. I mean, if you look at just his downloads,
That's debatable.
Spotify, he's #1. He's the guy. And therefore, he's earned his ticket to the Super Bowl. And frankly, if the criteria for Super Bowl performance is you can't be critical of any administration, then you're going to rule out almost everybody. You know, most of these celebrities, for better or worse, at some stage criticize a president or a presidency, and it depends whether they're from the right or left, which one they do. But, you know, if we're going to be honest about this, I don't think that can be a criteria for deselection. Nobody wants them politicizing the actual performance. But if we're going to say, look, you can't be critical or politically active at all, otherwise you can't perform, who's going to be left?
Well, I agree with you, Piers, that Bad Bunny has benefited greatly from America. The problem is he constantly shows ingratitude, including during the performance. The very fact that he made this little joke at the end, he said, God bless America, but I'm actually going to name all these Latin American countries, and I'll throw America in there somewhere toward the end, but I'm going to claim Puerto Rico as my homeland, not America, even though I'm an American citizen. That is an expression of the kind of ingratitude that we were expecting from Bad Bunny. The fact that if we were supposed to have this great unifying performance, the fact that he sang exclusively in a language that most Americans, and certainly most Super Bowl viewers, don't speak, is offensive. That demonstrates an ingratitude toward the country. And even if he were talented and skilled, and I'm not saying that he is, I find his music awful, I'm totally with Glenn there. Even if he were talented and skilled, the Super Bowl halftime show is not some purely meritocratic event. We do it for a reason, and we do the Super Bowl for a reason. This is America's, not the whole hemisphere. A lot of the hemisphere like soccer. This is America, USA, baby. This is our main sporting event of the year. It's a celebration of America. The purpose of it is for patriotism.
What? No, it's not. Oh, Lord. You see how he lies again? The Super Bowl? That they haven't carried that moniker for years. I thought it was the World Series. Oh, wait, no. There's too many Latinos in it. I thought it was NASCAR. Oh, no, they started putting black people in it. Weren't y'all last year just saying how many black people were in the NFL? That it don't feel like America's game anymore? Now, all of a sudden, it's America's game, the Super Bowl. I find it funny that they're focused on this, right? Bad Bunny, but Kenneth Walker III gets the MVP and praises God. Barely any mention from the right wing on that. Sam Darnold, who went from hell and purgatory to win a Super Bowl, didn't say nothing about that. Nothing. You're focused on Bad Bunny. Okay. All right. Cool.
It would be nice if the audience were able to understand the music, and it would be nice if the performer didn't constantly express antipathy for the country that I think you're right has been very good to him. I just don't think he's been very good for the country.
Did you understand the music? You speak Spanish?
Hang on.
I'm just asking.
No, I want to ask Michael a follow-up, which is this. So when Donald Trump...
Can you just answer that yes or no?
What was the question?
Hang on.
Did you speak Spanish? Did you understand the music?
No, I have Italian, a touch of French, and Latin, but unfortunately, Bad Bunny doesn't sing any of my preferred.
Where did Spanish come from, you idiot? Oh, Lord. He said a touch of Latin. Where did Spanish come from? I tell you, they dumb.
Languages. Esperanto would have been better.
Okay, but
you criticize his talent as a... Go ahead. Well, I'll come back to it.
Well, I can understand percussion and rhythm and melody even in another language, and that was all pretty bad.
Right, but you understand
Italian.
Piers, you're right. I speak a bit of it.
Right. You understand he's a rapper, and so the skill would be the lyrics, and you didn't understand the lyrics. You're saying he's not skilled at his profession, which is writing lyrics.
Yes, music isn't exclusive to a single language. It involves notes and chords and percussion, so you can understand those even in a different language.
Let me bring this.
Right, that's not the point I'm making. You're being obtuse. He's being obtuse. What I said is his skill as a writer is to... I understand what music means, but what we're talking about was his writing. You said his skill, his express skill is writing music. It's lyrics. And you didn't understand the lyrics. You're doubting his skill.
You inserted that because you tried to make a point that I refuted.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm telling you what his professed skill is, what his articulated skill is.
I thought he was a dancer and a singer and a pop star. But you're trying to narrow it to try to save your point. Right.
Look.
No, I'm not trying to doing that. I'm trying to make a point that you're not listening to.
All right, Mark, look, let's just agree. Whether you like him or not, he's obviously a brilliant singer-songwriter, or he wouldn't be the most streamed downloaded guy in the world. The point I made to you, Mike...
He's saying he's not a great songwriter. That's the point I'm making.
Well, hang on. Let me ask a question, which is, again, a question I put to Megyn Kelly. Donald Trump, in 2016 on the campaign trail, played Nessun Dorma by Luciano Pavarotti at every single one of his rallies. He's played it at the RNC, right? And it's all in Italian. I didn't see anybody leaping up and down saying, well, we can't understand it, therefore it's an insult to all Republicans.
Because it's white. We said this earlier. It's because it's white. And I find it funny that these are white people arguing that because the show was in Spanish, yet they had no problem watching white folk go to Mexico during the pandemic. Had no problem. Huh.
What's the difference?
Well, I think there is a difference between whatever Bad Bunny does and a 100-year-old beautiful Italian opera by Puccini. But even putting that aside, President Trump plays Nessun Dorma at the end of a love song in America. Well, the difference is one is a much higher form of art and a much more beautiful song that is much more widely appreciated in
What
America.
the fuck? He could be talking about killing motherfuckers. All right, go ahead.
Years.
And that's the point I'm making.
Even beyond that, though, this is an important clarification. President Trump plays this beloved song in a foreign language once at his campaign events. The rest of the events are in English. You know, I've been to some of them. And so had Bad Bunny done one number in Spanish or something, I don't think anybody would really be complaining about that.
Yes, you
his entire
would.
performance at the apotheosis of American sporting events excludes English, which is the language of the United States.
Well, what about Lady Gaga?
Making a political point.
Lady Gaga sang her song in English.
And Ricky Martin sang a song in English. The fuck?
That's true, but Bad Bunny did not sing in English, and so the criticism here is of Bad Bunny. I suppose there are other criticisms of Lady Gaga, but she was friends with Tony Bennett, so she gets a pass from me.
What the fuck?
So can I respond now?
I do think you're struggling a bit on this. I have to say.
No, not at all. You understand? Here's the distinction: is Nessun Dorma is a very famous, popular song. But
I swear to God, this guy is double Dutching better than black women.
So put on the full armor of God, Jesus Christ. I love you, God. Damn, I'm true, Jesus Christ.
The way he dodging this bullshit, boy. Jesus.
This is one small moment, a little cultural flavor, a little spice in President Trump's campaign events. The rest of it is in English, which is accessible, and he's promoting it. I'm not saying we can't have a little variety or exotic flavor in life, but it's kind of like the old melting pot imagery of America. If you put a little foreign spice in, that might improve your food. If the entire meal is just curry or something, it's going to be a little too much. It's going to be too many tamales in the pot is going to ruin.
Curry and tamales. Curry and tamales. Okay. Fine, fuck it. I'll say it. I could give a shit. I had to pull up my chair for this. Y'all's vice president eats curry every night.
What the hell?
Y'all's vice president eats paneer every night.
You want some more?
We might have more. Your vice president, who you want to be president in a few years, he eats vindaloo every night.
You want some more?
We might have more. Your vice president, right? That guy who used to hate Trump. Now all of a sudden he's bending the knee. That man eats biryani every night.
You want some more?
We might have more. Your vice president every night can have his wife go in there and make him butter chicken.
You want some more?
We might have more. And don't get me started when he really feeling frisky and tells her to go in that kitchen and make naan.
You want some more?
We might have more. You want to talk about some curry? I'm sure you probably texted Usha for a nice shrimp recipe with just a little bit of hit of spice. I'm sure you've done that.
You want some more?
We might have more. I'm sure if we look up in your pantry, there's some turmeric up in that motherfucker.
You want some more?
We might have more. We're going to pull up an old Indian restaurant menu just to show you what Wemnium, that scumbag, JD Vance, what he be eating on every night. That mulligatawny every night.
You want some more?
We might have more. Samosas every night.
You want some more?
We might have more. That mango chutney hit different when you put it on some bread.
You want some more?
We might have more. That Raita, she packs him a little thing of Raita and puts it in his soup pants every day. He be sitting in foreign meetings, eating on Raita.
You want some more?
We might have more. That tandoori chicken, boy, listen, when he gets his place, after he cashes out, that tandoor oven is going to hit different.
You want some more?
We might have more. Them kebabs, he could get any type of kebab he want. I know Usha, she say she vegetarian, but he get any type of kebab he want. Sitting there marinating in everything plus the yogurt. Come on now. Michael Knowles, don't do this, sir.
Robert. You want some more?
We might have more. Look, this is what he be eating on every day. Look, any kind of korma he want.
You want some more?
That lassie, son. The lassie. Y'all know about that mango lassie.
You want some more? Do you? All right, bim, bam, boom. Somebody get this nigga out of my way.
Michael Knowles is a retard. But let's get back to the show.
Ruin the Super Bowl performance.
Hey, Pierce, can I ask Michael a question?
That's really disturbing and disgusting. Well, I still haven't been able to respond.
Hang on,
Tamales are very disgusting. I agree.
Let me bring in Glenn quickly.
If you look at the last 20 years of Super Bowl presenters, huge numbers of them have been non-American, going back like to the aftermath of 9/11 when we had the Rolling Stones and U2 and Paul McCartney.
Y'all shitted on Bono when you found out what his politics were.
And the Who, all kinds of groups that are not even American, and there's all sorts of other ones as well. And those are extremely politicized musicians, to say nothing of people like Madonna and others who have hosted halftime shows. I don't understand why they are totally fine. These non-Americans, these foreigners, these people who are highly politicized, and then suddenly Bad Bunny, who's an extremely
because they're white,
popular artist among most Americans, maybe not everybody here, but among most Americans, that's why he's so popular. Hosting Saturday Night Live, a central figure to American entertainment and culture, is suddenly such a problem. Like, what is the difference between him and past musicians?
Go ahead.
I'm happy to explain. So all of the foreign artists you're citing
can I jump in and respond at some point?
Come from England. 1 second, Mark. As more Glenn was asking me a question. The one similarity that they all have is they all speak English, and our country, in fact, comes from England. So we have a shared cultural patrimony, and all of those artists are beloved in America. They're all libs. There's no doubt about it. But they're kind of
okay. So Bad Bunny can use his state ID, his territory ID, to go back and forth between his homeland and America. You got to go get these foreign acts from England visas to perform there. And you want, I tell you, Michael Knowles is a retard.
Polite about it. They're not in your face. They're not, for instance, pushing transvestitism and like guys grinding on each other and like attacking ICE and federal law enforcement. They're not pushing that like Bad Bunny is. So I think it's just different in kind.
Madonna didn't do that.
We have very different music.
Madonna pushes slightly deviant sexual
stuff. If I could point out the elephant as the token Englishman here, if I could point out the elephant in the room, which you've just hinted at, you don't even speak American. You guys speak English. You speak a foreign language, which is mine. It's my language.
We perfected that language, Piers. That's the distinction.
Actually, in many ways, you've ruined it, and you know you have. Right, whole fire panel. I'm going to come back to you in a moment. I want to be joined now by Professor Scott Galloway, whose new campaign, Resist and Unsubscribe, calls on Americans to cancel ties with a host of brands in protest against ICE and President Trump. Scott, welcome back to Uncensored.
It's good to be with you, Piers. Glad to see you back in action.
Thank you. I would say fit and raring, but I basically hobbled up my high street for 20 minutes today, and that's the limit of my range, but I'll take it. Small acorns. Just first of all, do you have a view about Bad Bunny, about this whole debate?
You know, I was in the UK. I didn't even watch the show. I saw clips of Bad Bunny. He's the most popular artist in the world. I just hope he had a nice time. I hope the fans had a nice time, and it's just sort of disappointing that everything has to digress into a politicized argument. I hope. You know, my favorite commentary on the Super Bowl was from the account that's supposed to be Elmo, the Sesame Street character, and that is that he hoped that both teams had a really fun time. I just don't care. I'm glad the majority of America now under the age of 18 is now non-white. The NFL was a brilliant move to bring on an artist that's the most popular person in the world. So people watched it, seemed to enjoy it. It's not my kind of music, but I heard Tom Petty or George Michael wasn't available. So more power to them.
I didn't know much about him, but I got to say,
let me ask this question. Then, 'cause I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if I want to listen to all this. What white artists would they have not had a problem with? I'm just asking for friends. What white artists would the white right not had a problem with that could actually move the needle and get people to watch? They're sitting there shitting on Sabrina Carpenter now, so she's out of it. They're shitting on Billie Eilish, she out of it. Taylor Swift, they don't like, she's out of it. Who you gonna put up there? Jason Aldean, he don't move nothing. Morgan Whalen, he's already been outed as a racist. The NFL don't need that. Y'all wouldn't have watched it anyway. Who's the artist? I hope me asking this question finally triggers these idiots that realize that y'all's music is garbage. Who the fuck is that? I don't even know. Eric Church, I don't know who the fuck that is. Let me look that up. I don't know who this is. Who is this? American country singer? Shit. Not one of them said his name, so there you go. Eric Church on pushing boundaries of how music brings people together. Pushing boundaries. Okay. Pushing boundaries. Okay. All right. It's pushing boundaries. Let's hear.
Doing well. So this is mind-blowing for me because you are known for your high-energy shows, and this tour takes it to the next level. You've had a career that has spanned decades. We just mentioned all your Grammy nominations, your platinum gold records, the concerts that you sell out. Why do you feel the need to push yourself creatively at this point?
I just think, I mean, well, first of all, I think that it's an honor to be able to be in anything that you do a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So to be able to do music, it was such a moonshot for me to ever be able to have.
I ain't gonna hold you. I can't listen to this. This dude is just, he's boring. You're not moving me. But again, why didn't the right wing bring this person up? That just tells you they don't listen to music. Okay, so you gave me Eric Church. All right. I'm guaranteeing that most of the audience don't know who he is. But okay. Give me other people. You said Travis Scott? Well, no, because Travis Scott he didn't even do his WWE wrestling match, so no. No, I'll be nice. Y'all come up and tell me. You said K-pop? Oh, so you really want a mutiny? I mean, BTS might hit, but nah. But wait a minute, Charlie went to South Korea, so maybe they'll allow it. I ain't sure. But let's see. Let's continue. Hold on. Yes.
Sorry. You know that Demon Hunter would go hard at the Super Bowl, right?
But then people don't know what that is.
I know that's the best part about it. Them kids will like it though. That's all I heard all year last year. That damn song, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so one song that they need to fill 15 minutes.
Well, they can, you know, K-pop is basically a genre
R&B.
from black music. Yeah, it's basically what it is. So I mean, they could put TLC up there. Oh, let's see. I want T-Pain to do one.
Put who?
T-Pain.
No.
Or he has to be with somebody to do it.
T-Pain. I think his window's closed. We're talking about white artists. We talking about white artists.
Oh, white. Ain't no white artists.
That's my point.
Like,
The white
what are you
artists
gonna do?
that are hot right now, they're on the left. They're not going to accept it.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do Taylor. No, nobody want to look at Taylor Swift. No, like you said, nobody wants to look at her. Nobody really likes Billie Eilish no more. English no more.
Well,
You
William, you two already played, and when they found out Bono was criticizing America, they fucked with him.
Come on, YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like him. No. I was shocked to see. I didn't know Green Day was performing that day. I said, "Oh Lord, I already knew they were hot."
They were doing the opening. festival.
Yeah. Cause I knew about Green Day. I said, "Oh boy, I already know they going crazy over Green Day." And I was right. That was funny to me.
Y'all had Eminem, but he had to be a feature.
Eminem, nobody's gonna listen to him straight up. No.
Okay. And you're not gonna put no MAGA rap up there because they ain't got no hits. So explain to me the white artist that y'all gonna put up there. Who is it?
Nobody.
Y'all wouldn't even go get that white Afrobeats artist. Come on now.
I don't even know who that is.
Nah, we already discussed her, Tori, and they don't like Sabrina Carpenter. They saying she too demonic. So that's out the question.
How's she demonic?
They say she be doing too much on stage. I said, okay.
Oh.
All right.
I thought you were talking about the what was it, the comment she made at one of her concerts about the BBC. They didn't want her to play something, and then she said, "BBC, I wish I had in me." I thought that was the clip that pissed them off. They really pissed them off. You remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember, but she's out the running because they're gonna sit there and bitch about it. There's not one artist that's gonna shut them up.
I'm sitting here trying to think anybody else.
They can't use Jason Aldean because the second they announce him, the left is gonna destroy him.
Oh hell no! Wait a minute. What about Mariah Carey?
Mariah Carey.
Stop.
No,
I mean
I'm gonna tell you why they won't. Two reasons: one, they don't like mixed people, and two, what exactly? Who's gonna be with her?
Yeah, she. Oh
no, they're not gonna pick JoJo. No. They're not gonna pick JoJo because she already tried to play. She played lesbian for years until she found that dude. They're not gonna go for that.
She just made a comeback on that damn Fumble song.
I would have said Paramore, but they're gonna have a problem with Haley because she be criticizing something.
Yeah, and then she put black people on too much with that. Nah, they not. Don't go cry.
Exactly. She should have did it about a decade ago. She could have did it. Huh?
I said she don't sing like she used to. Like she's not as good as a singer.
She did it for like 30 years. She don't need to.
Yeah, you think about it. Shoot.
I got an idea. 2029, do the 50 years of hip hop.
50? I thought it would be 60.
No, hip hop started in.
They already did 50, kid. 50 was a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Come on, sir. That was a couple of years ago.
Leave me alone.
I mean, like I said, I told somebody Chris Brown would have been good, but nah. Well, he's the only one that can sell out arenas, but you know how the women group are about him. They still trying to cancel him.
They'd still watch.
Yeah, they would. Yeah. He's the only one I can think that can actually do one by himself.
Says ZZ Top. Who checking for ZZ Top in 2026?
Did he already perform?
ZZ Top? I don't remember that.
Didn't that band already perform? Country band, something like that.
They ain't got nobody. That's the point. They have nobody.
Nobody we can think of. They better not. Well, no. I was about to say that. No. I don't want to piss somebody off.
Y'all gonna have to bring up old bands.
And rock music is pretty much dead right now. So
until Beyonce does the rock album,
and then she brings on that black. What's that black punk rock?
Living Color?
Oh, not Living Color. It's the new one, the younger dudes.
Oh,
with the Silveroo song.
yeah, the Paradox.
Yeah, she put them on. They get more pissed off. I don't.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's all I can think of. Let me get back to work, sir.
Mm-hmm. This man said average white band. Can we get White Stripes then? Fuck it. Shit. Shit. You gotta see this. Hold on 1 second. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, how are you, KV? How are you, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Long time no hear and see, family. Just been on my own sabbatical. And then I was like, you know what, fam, let me, tag in and shout out to all my brothers and sisters, my family in the chat in the audience. You know, glad to be here.
Mm-hmm.
To weigh in on this situation, my goodness, where do I start? It's a lot. But mainly, of course, SWSs like things to be their way. And anytime you rock the boat, there's always going to be pushback. That's just how these people roll, unfortunately. And as far as the performance, my ears and my eyes were bleeding. I really didn't watch the Super Bowl because I never do. But I do like every now and then peek at the halftime just to see what's going on in the actual commercials like that. But they was putting clips up everywhere. That was just very interesting. It's a lot I can say, but I don't want you to get strikes.
Say it. I don't care at this point. Say it.
I meant out of all the artists that they could have put, and I'm so sick of hearing he's the highest ranking artist. By who? The machine? Because he's garbage.
Spotify.
he's garbage everywhere.
Spotify.
Oh, no wonder.
Which got outed for buying streams.
Exactly. That's why they don't matter. They don't matter at all. So those guys, that's why. When they say somebody is the number one ranking artist, you take it as a grain of salt, especially FBA. We rank who is what we call worthy because number one, soul rhythm, the quality of the music, the story of the music, relatable topics, and the culture of the music. If you're not hitting all those things, and if the streets didn't make you, then
you see how they tell that lie.
But yes, brother, I'm going to sign off now.
Mm-hmm.
B1 salute. Shout out to you, my big sissy in the audience. You know who you are. And all the rest of our family. Love y'all. I'll be checking back in here and there. But I'm getting ready for work now. And Torian, I'm gonna try to catch you also. But love y'all, family. Peace.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's the number one artist in the world, right? But last week he was at 13. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. All right. Morgan Wallen was number one. Oh no.
The only reason why I'm calling up because I heard Wallow call my name for something. I was busy feeding the dog. Yeah, my chicken. Sorry about that. But anywho,
Yes, ma'am.
where'd Miriam go?
She had to get ready for work.
How you?
Better than these white boys complaining about a Spanish artist that's American.
Well, I'm sitting up here free to get my damn off, so I'm ready to bounce.
They ain't telling no lie. They talking about something. It's gonna be 70 down here today. I'm like, wasn't it just
Well,
snowing?
they're talking about what, near 60 today? I don't think so. I had a tractor trailer show up at the job with 4 pallets, and I said, "Well, where you gonna offload it?" As you can see, they did all that snow, pushed all the snow up against the dock, so he can't pull in. The awning on the side of the building packed full of equipment. So I said, "Return to sender," and I went right back in the building. Shit, it was cold.
Nice.
So anyway, I'm like most folks, I didn't watch that shit. I ain't even know what the fuck is a Bad Bunny.
A jackrabbit. Although, but I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm like, who is not gonna piss them off?
They ain't got nothing else better to do.
Maybe they should bring back Megadeth. There you go.
I'm sorry, who?
Megadeth.
Never heard of them.
It's a rock group.
Anyway, hey Cosima, type in the chat. Did you watch last night's episode of The Rookie?
He ain't a veteran yet.
Who ain't a veteran?
The Rookie. He ain't a veteran yet.
We talking about a TV show.
Yes.
Hey, family, I'm back.
You went to work already?
I was getting dressed and then I have to head out, but I had to come back in. Oh my God, the gang is back
How you
together.
doing?
Hey, big sis.
I've been missing you in the chats.
Whew, I've been missing you too. And every now and then, I'll try to hit and find the family, family and see what's showing. I say, what, I gotta get in early enough when KB be on. I'm like, and every blue moon I hit and I could get Tori in, and I'm like, you know what? I got to get in. I got to get in. We got to get each other information, family.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do, because I mean, whoo-wee.
I will come see you, sis. I will travel out to come see you. I be missing y'all.
I hear you. I hear. Well, hopefully you check out Black Alpha's broadcast later tonight.
Oh yes, indeed. I be watching, and I be in the audience saying hi to y'all from time to time. I'm like, they just don't never mind me.
Come on, let's
well, you know what? That can't be flying back, so I be missing folks.
I heard.
Here you go.
It moves
Radiohead. Who want to hear Radiohead next year?
Yeah, whatever.
Now,
if it ain't Motown, and I mean original Motown, that's that bullshit.
This is what's gonna make them mad. Right here. This is what's gonna make them mad. Right here.
What?
Ariana Grande. There you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah, whatever. Thank God for Sirius XM radio.
That part.
Listen, I go crazy. They was playing that Super Bowl. They played the halftime show on there. It was going crazy.
But as far as that bad rabbit, jackrabbit goes, bunny. Yeah, we know why they call him a bunny, all right. The guy always he cannot perform, whether it's in his own language or if he tries to speak a little English or whatever. It's just the whole, what you call, that's not an art form. What he does is it's a mockery. And then it's part of the erasure agenda. When you further look, you can't go from greatness like how Kendrick Lamar and many others who performed before Kendrick, that the excellence of it and truly gave, like I said, truly an artful performance and touch bases with not only the culture, but you know, the current topics and things of that nature. Although Bad Bunny did speak about immigration, but hey, as you know, that ain't our thing, so we could give two flying F's about it. And because either you comply and do things legally, or hey, you suffer the consequences, because we could not darken anyone else's country and come there at will and demand rights like we're citizens there. They would put us in jail or worse. So yeah, and exile us, you know. So a lot of rectifying is happening with the delineation slash deportation issue that's going on. If you got here legally the way you supposed to, and you became a immigrant of this country the way you supposed to, I have no qualms with you. But when you sit up there and go under, beneath, and outside, over and beyond, and you do things and you know it's illegal, you're illegal aliens. Say it for what it is. I don't give a F about people's feelings. But back to that performance. Woo! That performance, that or lack thereof. I understand what they were trying to say. But yeah, it was hard to listen to. My ears bled, my eyes bled, mainly because back Jack Rabbit was always a bad performer. So there you have it from me.
Well, I had no intentions of watching it. I mean, last year's halftime show, I watched that. Shoot, I don't know how many times
You
last
heard
year.
me. That was epic. That was historical, and
Yeah.
that is what you and it was cultural, and it had meaning, and it really spoke to what was going on, and plus it was about our lineage. So yes, you better believe, and it was one of the best ever done. Prince, Michael Jackson, him, um, Janet. Although the little
Sis got it. She
Timber
might need this for that blood.
Timbers sit up there and tried to ruin her thing, but it still couldn't take away from her shine. But she took the backlash for that. You know, and Usher, I mean, they gave great performances. And you know, there was some others, but they pale in comparison. But like we said, they got up there to push their agenda. Read the room, because outside of the Democratic Party and what illegals want, that's really not an issue. At least not one that they should have put forward, because what it does is kill what you know, what little fans he could have had outside of his own Spanish speaking people, and the agenda that they push, Spotify and all the others.
Well, I got something for the
They
family.
sure didn't matter to us. Sorry about that. That
Mhm.
was my alarm. But I'm
I have a hashtag for the
listen, but
family.
I'm here.
I have a hashtag for the family for us to start
I'm
pushing.
still on stage. I ain't going nowhere.
I have hashtag for the family to push right on up to the midterms. That's hashtag repeat defeat 2026. The Democrats ain't learned a damn thing. We need to shut them down for good.
Yes, ma'am.
And as far as I'm concerned, let number 47 continue with his racist carnage. Tear it all down.
Y'all want to see the Osmonds?
What?
No.
That's what George said. He said he want to see the Osmonds one time.
Why don't you dig up the Carpenters? Oh, that's right. Karen's not here no more. But yeah,
Is the brother Richard?
Donnie.
No, I ain't talking about Donnie Osmond. I'm talking about Richard Carpenter.
Oh, Ricky. I think he's still alive. Yeah.
Come on now. Come on, y'all can't give me no white artist. Come on now. Not what white artist? No Guns N' Roses?
No.
The only white artist I like, he ain't American. That's Phil Collins.
You heard me. I like Kenny Rogers, and I like what's the one that song? He out of St. Louis, Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald.
Oh yeah, from the Doobie Brothers.
Mm-hmm. Every time you leave, I keep forgetting.
Wait a minute, ladies. Come on.
Now, let's be honest. We all
What?
honest here, right? So we black folk, right?
Okay, come on.
Y'all black American. I'm black Caribbean. We'll do that. Y'all don't want to see this? Y'all not trying to see this man.
See what?
I was lip syncing.
Y'all not trying to see this man.
USA halftime to Ball with the Ball. First,
Who's that? Kid Rock?
He just scratched his
L to
crotch.
the no. We don't want trailer plus trash. No, we good.
No.
Look, my halftime performance was pre-recorded but performed live. No lip syncing like the haters of fake news are trying to report. When they sync the cameras to my performance on Bad with the Daba, it did not line up as I explained in this video. Okay. You still pre-recorded it though. Ooh, what's this?
Disappointing you niggas, man. Y'all corny ass lame reactions to the. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even Spanish, and I'm disappointed in all you niggas. I'm disappointed.
So what are you, sir? You look like Troy Polamalu, my G.
He's something. Talking about he's not Spanish.
What?
Well, maybe he's Hungarian or Guatemalan or
he looked man.
You know what this is? Family, y'all know what this is. They want the family out in them streets so damn bad. No, stand down.
You know, It's been nice. You know, even though we do need sun, it's been nice not being outside.
Exactly. Ugly. Other than going to work and going to the grocery store, I don't go nowhere.
Right. You
Didn't
can
they
get
tell us
sun
to mind
just
our
on your
business?
own property, walking down your own street, being in the park with you and your family and loved ones and friends.
Right.
Elf
But then-
coming out for somebody in there hitting agenda for people for all these bad built,
Butch bodies.
unappreciative, let me just keep it PG. People that don't give a flying F, who sit up there and use the civil rights movement as an agenda to get their own thing because they wanted brown, and they not the true brown, you're beige. They wanted their beige asses to have white privilege. They were given that. So guess what? Welcome to our world, because no one knows the pure unadulterated racism and white supremacy the way we do. And we try to warn others, and they give us their asses and snoot up their nose and hunch up their shoulders and want to play the deny and neglect game while bowing down and kissing the ring of white supremacy. Kiss all FBA asses. Unless you a down rider, like this brother here on stage with us, or like others, and they are far and few in between. We don't give two flying rabbit asses. We do not come out for you. We do not support you. We will support who we consider an extension of our family and our true riders, our true friends. And like I said,
hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Why would I listen to an entire concert that I can't understand? That's not for you. How many times we got to tell you this? That concert was not for you. That was for corporate sponsors.
It sure wasn't.
Kendrick was for the people that understood what he was doing. It was also for corporate sponsorship.
I'm gonna say something that my great grandmother used to preach to our family.
Can you hold that for 1 second?
Not a problem.
1 second.
Who cares? But yeah, I feel absolutely nothing for them. What's going on?
Hey, Torian.
Hey, brother Torian.
How you doing? And before we go any further, KG, I don't know if you noticed it, but the picture that you used for the drop that you used right there, first off, that was when I was at the expo in Dallas a couple years ago. But do you recognize anything about the color scheme of that fit?
Yeah, Rib.
Who cares? But yeah, I feel absolutely nothing for them.
Yeah.
It was red, white, and blue.
Actually, it was black. Like people thought it was blue, but it was actually black. It was red, white, and black. But does it look familiar to you? And I intentionally did that. But nobody to this day picked up why I wore that or where I got that from, because it was inspired by something.
Okay, tell us.
It was inspired. It was inspired by Whitney's national anthem.
Oh, you know what? Right. That was
damn right.
And that was the best rendition ever.
Oh,
thing.
yes,
And it's crazy. No one picked that up. No one ever picked that up. And now y'all look at, oh, why it is. And that's exactly. I was like, let me go ahead and try this out right quick, and let me see what I can pull off. And I did it, like from the jacket, the pants, and the shoes.
Wait a minute. Look at this. Do you know where the game was played, Brian? Tell me where the game was played, and then reread what you just said. But anyway, go ahead.
And I still got that fit, and I'll wear it again too.
Wear it again.
It's a classic. You show enough. Wear it again. It's a uniform, brother. Wear it how you feel.
Exactly.
Well,
how
let me.
y'all doing?
Tony, excuse me 1 second. Let me just say this. This just dropped in my spirit. My great grandmother used to tell the family something, and I will explain after I tell you what the saying is. Heap see, but few know. We, as
All
the
right now.
chosen people, you get it, Marion?
Yes, ma'am.
See, people see everything, but they don't get it
Mm-hmm.
unless you're the chosen.
Say
Will
it
it be
now.
revealed to you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm looking at them. They mad, boy.
They'll
Yeah,
be right.
and
Ooh,
your
truly the
English
game's all
speaking
back
corporate
again.
sponsors who made the Super Bowl possible, they said they want to hear a Spanish artist. Now, are you pissed at me for saying something about it, or are you pissed at them? And they told you who they were. Now go do something about it. Go ahead.
No, that's all I had to say.
Y'all motherfuckers kill me. I didn't like the performance. I don't care. I knew who that was for.
Exactly. And you sure said it right, KB. You hit the nail on the head. It was for sponsors. It was
Yeah, they knew exactly what
and what
climate
they
they was
have to
in.
put for the Latino people and for the money that backs the situation. Period. It wasn't for us. It was rubbish to us. We know this, but it was put on anyway because it was the backers and their agendas.
Okay, dickhead. Maybe you didn't see the beginning of the live. I wasn't the one raging about it. Them two white people was raging about it.
They sure
The
was.
same two white people who said that they weren't gonna watch anything NFL related. They were boycotting.
They've been saying that since Kaepernick, and that was back in 2015.
I know that's right.
And it's amazing. And it's amazing how the ratings just continue to keep. Hold on. It's amazing how the ratings continue to like go up. It's the same thing when they said they were going to boycott Bud Light. They ain't boycotting no Bud Light.
And Bud Light did what?
They continued dropping them commercials.
I was gonna say they kept right on rolling.
Oh my god. And made money.
It's all about the money, and then it's about the
These
agenda.
are the same people that say they not snowflakes though.
They are snowflakes.
I swear every time the Super Bowl rolls around, it's something that happens that they don't like, and they get online and they crash out about it.
Yeah.
They need to stop calling themselves. They need to stop calling themselves snowflakes and call themselves by the true name, pussies.
But you see that, right?
But the fragile, it kind of fits. But yeah.
Hey MAGA, I thought y'all had the pulse of the country. How come Anheuser-Busch made profit the last 5 years, and that included Dylan Mulvaney doing what she did? They made 2% extra profit last year, but y'all was boycotting it. Oh, okay, all right. You got it. One of you white folk come up here and tell me which artist you won't get pissed off about. I want to hear this before I go to work.
They don't know why they mad. They out here just rage baiting.
They mad because they white.
That part.
There you go. They are mad because they white.
I said black. We on vacation. I'm on vacation.
Where is America? Where is English America's primary language? Where? Because there's different divisions of English. Maybe y'all didn't know this.
Which English are you talking about?
The English that Black Americans created. Because
Thank
what
you.
they were even speaking
Thank you.
ancient
Because
English.
even y'all's favorite white lily pundits love to use Black American vernacular English.
Woke, lit.
We all
All the
but,
flavors.
but you know
they
what
up
you
here.
can do for me, sir?
Now they up here gentrifying the word "unk" and trying to say it means uncool. I said you
I
better go
know.
sit down
No,
with
it
that.
don't. Unc is short for uncle, dumb fuck.
That you know they don't.
Exactly.
But you know what? See, you got a lot of mouth. You got a lot of mouth, and you.
Hey,
I know.
Wagner, bring your pussy dickless ass up here, bitch. Click the link.
Yeah,
Ow.
click the link. Let's do this.
She called that
Prove
man a
I'm a
eunuch.
racist, ma'am. Prove I'm a
Come
racist.
on up here, bitch ass.
She called you a eunuch.
A eunuch.
Have
That's
some
fire.
spine. Have a spine and have some balls.
They ain't got
Click
it
that link.
either. That's why
Click
their
the
birth rate
link,
slow.
Wagner.
That's why their
From
birth rate
Game of
slow.
Thrones.
Why would you call yourself Wagner? You ain't got
That's
no
what,
dick.
It's funny because it's funny because that video that I did about their low birth rates, that video took off, and man, was they mad about that video.
Hey, everybody always mad about the truth. You ain't fucking your women because the women's too busy chasing the BBC,
Wait a minute.
dumbasses.
Hold on.
Miss Nation,
Hold
Miss
on.
Nation,
Hold
Miss
on.
Nation, Miss
Hold
Nation,
on.
Miss
Hold
Nation.
on. Hold on.
You're killing my ears. You're killing my
Hold
eardrums,
on.
Miss Nation.
Hold on. Wait a minute. So come defend yourself being white.
And I gladly insult you face to face, bitch.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I want the audience to understand something. You got two white people in here feeling real safe to talk like this around black people. Because you know damn well you would not go outside, number one, and say this to our face. But number two, you know you couldn't go in no white space and say this.
Definitely not. Did y'all see that video yesterday that Rashad Ritchie? I'm sorry, let me be formal. Dr. Rashad Ritchie had posted up with that white guy who was testing this black guy at his job on that construction site, and that black guy gave him opportunity to back up, but he kept pressing, and that guy got pressed and pushed and punched and everything until he was laid out on that construction site.
Do you want to hear what this dude is saying?
What's that?
This dude.
What about him?
Hey, Wallow.
Hey, Miss Nation, you were killing my eardrums.
No. All right.
Hey, you know when I get passionate, I get louder. You should be used to me by now.
I understand that, Miss Nation, but you're killing my eardrums while I'm at work.
You supposed to be at work.
Pull that damn phone away from your ear.
You supposed to be at work.
Hush.
Damn.
I'm trying not to curse.
Okay. That's
Guess what? I'm gonna drive, but we all gonna be live in my car. I ain't going nowhere.
Look,
come on,
family reunion.
Come on, Wagoneer.
No. Hold on. See, this is what I mean. This is why y'all birth rates are in the toilet. Y'all can't stand on nothing.
Miss Lisa talked about that the other day. I had to laugh.
Oh yeah, I watched that video.
We need masculine training. Didn't y'all see we be kicking y'all ass outside? I think that's masculine. Oops.
It was another one too. Did y'all see that other video? That
Super straight fag. Ooh, you mean super straight faggot?
Did you ever heard of City Island?
Hold on. Huh?
You heard of City Island?
Oh, that's up in New York. That's the Bronx.
Did you see that video with them bikers?
Oh yeah, where they made that dude
They dragged that Mexican guy back.
It has absolutely everything to do with it. It's the I'm white and I say so. Your point?
First off, the Constitution. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not even
right. No facts, no nothing. But all that matters is my feelings because I'm W and I say so.
Okay, I guess I got to teach them something today. All right.
Why bother to teach them? They ain't gonna learn shit.
I know, but sometimes
they love delusion, not reality, and that's a fact.
I know, Miss Nancy. I know, but sometimes maybe it's my Caribbean. Maybe it's that. I got to.
No, you be educating the family, but you can't educate dumb white fucks. You just can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How English is English when English has so much Latin in it? I just want to know. If you take the Latin out of English, y'all are just left speaking German, and then nobody would understand what the fuck you're saying. So I think you should
It
shut up.
be sounding like you clearing your damn throat from phlegm.
I'm just saying. He said you homophobic. Okay. See, why are you upset? Look at you. I gave you the link. Why don't you just come up here and educate black folks since you so smart?
This grandma can be whatever the fuck she want to be. What you gonna do? Not nothing, bitch.
Wait, I'm gonna click. I'm gonna give it to him again. Pause. I want to see if he's gonna click the link.
He would have been done. He ain't gonna do that. White people are keyboard cowards. You know this, KG.
Call him a coward. Ms. DC called. Hey, she called you a coward. You gonna allow that?
I thought they came up with that swallow.
No, that was Goddess. But why she got two up?
Oh, one of them must have tapped
okay,
out.
there you go. All right. Yeah, come on, show me that you're not a coward. Yes, you're right. Everything is a fight with me. This is my platform. When you start your platform and somebody fights, you can tell them no. And I'm going to tell you no right now. Fight's over. You got knocked out like a Puerto Rican boxer.
Smoke wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Wait, somebody put something in there. That's actually a lie, madam. That's actually a sign of intelligence. But you know what else is a bigger indicator of low intelligence? Not having sex and making kids. You should talk to your race about that.
What's wrong, White Becky? Telling the truth for you? It hurts your feelings?
Oh,
and
look. Wait, look. He figured out that people can't make two streams of income at once. He can't figure this out.
I am at work. It's called I got amenity, bitch. And I'm getting paid.
I'm about to go run my job. So I don't know what he's talking. But it's convenient that you're home. But we saw the job numbers that came out last month. So we understand you must be looking for work. So we're going to do something nice for you because I got to go get dressed and go to work.
Gulag!
So no, not gulag. Not gulag.
No, gulag.
No. We're going to ask him a very poignant question. What state do you live in? We're going to help you find a job today.
You said he, KG. How you know it's a he?
I'm assuming.
Don't assume, boo-boo.
No, I'm going to assume because it's a he that might have transitioned from a she. So I'm going to assume. Because
say it.
No, there's a reason why I did that. Because the way they were typing, only a female would type like that. Not disrespecting females, but only a female would type like that. Why are you upset? Real men have a confrontation. I gave you that link twice and you still haven't come up here yet. So we already know that you're a female. And William made a very good point. Look at the way the country is when y'all are in power. The country is going to hell. Okay, you're on a break. You had plenty of time to click that link. Now you're going to see.
Going to break. They're going back in 5 minutes.
This
I think
is
they
the
need to get
third
off here and
person
start
that I've
heading
seen
back.
say this. I'm on a break. I got 5 minutes left. So you had all that time. You had 10 minutes.
They were the bots inside of the TPUSA All American halftime show chat.
And didn't give them 1 red cent. Somebody gave $20 for 4.6 million people. Now tell us what state you're in. Because we know what break you're on. They let you out of the pod at your prison. We understand this. Now, what state are you in? I'm going to guess Tennessee. So we're going to look for you for a job. We don't know what skills you got. It's probably menial at best. It's okay. So we'll look up custodial engineer. We'll look that up. We'll get you a full-time one. We're nice. We're black folks. We're nice. There you go. $45,000 a year. You can work for the government because that's what y'all like. You want me to send this to you? Here, this is what we do for you. We're gonna give you the link. So you can go find you a new job and you can have upward mobility. Yes, I'm a sexist. I love sex. Now what? Oh, see how they tell that lie? Okay, so you make 100K at a semiconductor facility. Okay, but you're here watching a black man make money talking about white people. You could be furthering your skills on Coursera so you can make $150,000.
Take your 100,000K job and go buck yourself, Wagoneer.
And there it is.
Smoke wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
We just helped you make 5 minutes extra money until Trump takes it in 2 months.
All right, family. I gotta tend to what I gotta tend to. Y'all be blessed. Love you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And again, I'm gonna have to. I don't know how, but
Love you.
get each other
Yes,
emails
ma'am. Yes,
so we
ma'am.
can get each other information.
Yes, ma'am. And I got to go to work. So hopefully y'all learned something. If you did a dumber
So
job.
do I too. Salute, family.
Yes, ma'am. So hopefully you learned something. If you did a dumber job, and not to try to be better next time. Y'all hate black people so much, but be in spaces with black people. Because you know this is where the fun is. So what have we learned today? They're still upset over Bad Bunny for no reason. The show wasn't that great, but the political messaging was on point. And for a bunch of people who like to run around and say that there's no racism in this country, got offended because I said white. So there still is racism in this country. Thank you for acknowledging that. But anyway, y'all, I'm off to work. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Oh, here it goes!
Time's up.
Get your ass up! We gotta get out of here now!
But did we have a good time here? Hello?
Gotta get your groove on!
At the end of the day gotta end.
That's it.